Hey everybody, Dana Stovern here with the Magic of Somatic Money, and I want to visit with you about the interplay between money vulnerability or financial vulnerability and money blocks. You see, those two go hand in hand. In the years of work that I've done in body-based money relationships, somatic money, what I have found is that in systemic or patterning issues with your finances and even structural issues with finances, what we run into in our own money and then out in the greater world, even structural issues with our finances. Down at the root, the root of the interior issue, so this would be tracking into your EQ money, your soft-sided money relationship, your response systems, how you feel, your intuition. It's basically the feminine of money. Down at the root, one of the major, key play interactions that I see is when people are feeling or having exposure with their finances in some way, shape, or form, that creates that sense of vulnerability, that sense of discomfort, and then that's very real and that's very natural. It's very normal. That's a human thing. And then the responsive nature or the reactive nature is to have a block or a protection that turns into a money block. And again, that is a very real thing. That's a real response thing. And it is also a very, very normal thing. And the two toggle back and forth and interplay with one another. Now, in the toxic financial patriarchy that we live in, which is basically, a widgets-based economy. It's like, only look at the logic, only look at the physical, only look at what's real, only look at the structure. It's a very masculine, money-based system where we are taught and told and trained that you sit down and do your bookkeeping with the numbers, and you go out and do a job and work hard and get your payment, and then you spend your money on the things that you need, and it's all very tactile, it's all very physical, it's all very what you see is what you get. And the feminine of money gets ignored in this system. And the feminine of money is where your emotions sit, where your body response systems sit, where your intuition is, where your emotional intelligence is. This is what gets ignored in our bookkeeping and our financial interactions, yet it is just as real, and it is just as an interactive force within our money that informs our money and that creates results within our money. So it would make sense that we would want to pay attention to what's going on in the feminine. And the main patterning that I see that really creates challenges for people that's getting ignored is this toggle back and forth between having a vulnerable or exposed response to money, which is totally real and totally natural and totally normal, and then the protective mechanism that comes in to protect it. This whole thing, that whole patterning between that getting ignored and then having those reactions, those experiences and emotions and responses and reactions, having those go on, this is all totally normal, totally a part of it. And then when it gets ignored, it all gets shoved aside. And so this whole, gaslighting the softer side of money while you totally stay focused on the structural aspect of money is actually not going to help you out, especially in the long run. And so when I'm working with clients, one of the things that I, gently but firmly really try to get to the bottom of is to begin to find out, okay, what's going on with the soft-sided aspect of money? Where are the vulnerabilities sitting? Let's talk about that. And, those vulnerabilities, where they're sitting and how that's happening usually is anchored into some deeper, unconscious, subconscious wounding issues in the past in the body, and then taking a look at the responsive money blocks for protection. What are you doing to mentally, emotionally, psychologically protect yourself in these situations? And how does that patterning between the vulnerability and the money blocks, how does that interact and play off of one another? And here's the total magic of this, is that when you begin to get down to the root of it, and you're no longer suppressing the symptoms or gaslighting the symptoms or avoiding the symptoms, you're actually beginning to recognize the symptoms, embrace them, track them down to the deeper layers in your body and your emotion and your psyche, and find out what's going on, and you can get down to the root of it. And just the presence of you doing that begins to create a healing mechanism. It begins to integrate that aspect of yourself that you had compartmentalized or fragmented from. And so just this process in and of itself is healing. And then the subsequent steps to continue to, be present, be there, do your work, be aware, make more conscious choices. This begins to put you in a better and better and better position mentally, emotionally, psychologically, physically with your money. So you begin to make better money decisions, and you feel more confident, and things begin to work out better, and you naturally attract in better partnership agreement and exchanges with your finances so that your money does better. And this literally is how we put money in our bank accounts with this soft-sided process. And so this is just really at the forefront of my mind. I've written a whole page of it on my website, and I invite you to go take a look at that, along with my free consultation or free money visit, where you can sign up and apply, and you and I can get together on a Zoom and talk about this. Talk about what's going on with this patterning inside of your money relationship that might be, you might see it causing you problems, or it might be in the background and you're not even aware of it, but something is off that you want to work with. So give me a shout out, like, comment, follow, go check out the page. I've got the banner, and you can pick it up in my link tree or in the text area in this post. And I look forward to hearing from you and talking about it, and we can peel back a few layers for you. All right, well, make it a good one out there, and have a good week.